Okay, question 2 says that we've got the speed of a small jet aircraft measured every 5 seconds. So we can make a speed time graph for these, and see what we've got going on. Okay, so if I just plot the values that we've got, 0 and 2, 5 and 5, 10 and 10, 15, 18, 20, 28, and 25, 42. Part A says estimate the length of the runway. So the length of the runway will be how far the plane has travelled. Now we can, notice it says it uses the word estimate. So we know that if the acceleration is constant, we can just use some Suvat equations. But it's not here. We can see that it's not constant because we've got a curve to our graph. So we need another way to find the displacement, the distance travelled, and we can do that by finding the area under the curve. So actually what this question wants us to do is it wants us to use the Trapezium Rule. It wants us to estimate the areas of these trapeziums and add them together. So we can do that. We've got the values. We know that the Trapezium Rule says it's h over 2 times the first y value, the last y value, and in this case that's going to be, so this is y0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 2 lots of all the others. Now this is why it's an unusual question, because we've not got the equation for this curve. We're going to just use the heights of the trapeziums, the speeds here, as our y values. So h is the width of the bars, so that's 5. So we've got 5 over 2. Y0 is 2. Y5 is 42. And then we've got 2 lots of all the others. So that's 5, 10, 18, and 28. If we work that out on our calculators, I'm getting 415 meters. Okay, it says given that the jet accelerated smoothly in these 25 seconds, so this is a smooth curve between here, like I've drawn it, rather than it being wiggly or it's telling us basically that it's a uniform acceleration from each of these points that it's measured at. Do we think that the answer is an underestimate or an overestimate? So the answer to this question is that it's an overestimate, and the reason it's an overestimate is because the joining of this point to this point, we've gone above the line here. So if you look at this, if I kind of zoom in on this part, we want the area of the blue line, the area enclosed by the blue lines, but we've actually added on this area here. We shouldn't have this area, but we have included it when we pretended that this was a trapezium. So the answer is that it's an overestimate because the trapeziums, the tops of the trapeziums, are above the curve of the line.